Welcome back to the Hub. Thanks for joining us. I'm not sure how to describe what we saw yesterday. Massively disappointing result in a nutshell. I don't have to show a graphic with a guy holding his head because I'm going to hold my head. Uh, Look, I mean, there were positives and we'll get into it. A good first half, good 45 minutes, but the selection by Ten Hag, and you know what I'm talking about, Rashford being left out, dropped to the bench when he just been scoring, trying to regain his form, makes no sense to me. I don't get it. And this is obviously a pattern we've seen with the coach. Strange selection, strange, on the pitch tactics, but more of the same. Drop points, losing ground on the table. I don't see if the team keeps Ten Hag. I don't see a top four finish. I could care less about an FA Cup trophy, Carabao, even the Europa League, to be honest with you. Would be nice. But the measure of United, Manchester United, a team that Sir Alex built, of course the Glazers pretty much ruined it, but the history, the heritage, the tradition, we need to be back in the Champions League. We need to be competing for Premier League titles. That's it. That's the bottom line. The positives were, of course, what I consider a good first 45 minutes. It's been a while since we've seen that type of football coming from a United team. We saw glimpses of it over the, let's say, past couple seasons under Ten Hag, since that's where we're in that Ten Hag era. But it was good football. It was some quality being shown on the pitch. There was more movement. The possession was there. The tempo, the intensity, the hunger to attack and score. We saw all that in the first 45 minutes. And of course, some of it due to the sort of lack of intensity by Crystal Palace. They had given United a lot of space to operate. But even with Eriksen again starting in the midfield, he didn't play Ugarte from the start, which was a bit surprising to me. I think it's a gamble he took again. And it goes either way, because Eriksen did bring some, quality to the middle, and he's been playing pretty good football recently. But still, I have to question Ten Hag and his selection. Marcus Rashford, he is a guy who has been lacking form, lacking confidence, well, however you want to put it, but he's been scoring. What, it was 3 in 2, and you keep him on the bench. I just don't get that. This is where you need to build his confidence even further. Let him ride the momentum. Let him show what he can do on the field. And I question that decision, and I just, like many decisions Ten Hag has made since he's become the coach. But it is what it is. It's, that was yesterday. So where do we go from here? Hey guys, don't forget, I'd love to hear from you. So leave your comments. Let me get some feedback from you, whether you agree or disagree with, stuff I've got to say. I'd like to hear what your opinions are. So go ahead, leave your feedback, and thanks for tuning in. The team were pretty good in that 45 at a few things. Ball possession, as I said, they weren't giving away the ball sloppily as we've seen in the past. But they were also good out of possession and finding spaces, taking up positions on the field. and there was more energy, more tempo, more intensity. There seemed to be too a more physical play than we've seen for a long time. A little more hunger, a little more fight physically to challenge for the ball, to try and regain possession. So those were good things. Those were good positives. And that first 45 was pretty good, except for not scoring. And that's kind of where I think the game changed. We needed to put the game to bed in that first half. Squandered some chances. Okay, good goalkeeping, but we should be scoring those goals when the opportunities come to us, and that I think was a disappointment in the first half. And then you would expect in the second half for Palace to mount a response. That's just the way it is. That's a natural progression in terms of what we saw transpire in the first half and what we could expect in the second half. Now, to be honest, in the first, let's say 5 to 10 minutes of the second half, we did seem to maintain that hunger, that possession, that intensity, that tempo, as I said, and it seemed to be that we could do it for 90 minutes and actually put the ball in the goal, score a goal, take control, maintain the dominant possession, and score a few goals. But it seemed to just sort of, we lost some of that momentum. Palace started to obviously mount a challenge, started to get into the game. Their confidence started to grow. And actually we dodged a bullet a couple of times because Palace had a few easy, would consider easy chances. And Onana did pretty good in terms that one double save was excellent, and that kept us in the game. And but I have to also mention that Fernandes, and we'll get to Bruno. He missed a sitter. I mean, Bruno wasn't at his best. Let's just put it that way. He missed an easy chance, and we could have had a goal if he had scored, and then more could have followed. So that was also disappointing. I don't know. Bruno hasn't really been at his best the last couple of games or so, and we need to see more from him. I don't know if it's just a lot of football played because don't forget last season I'm not sure if he missed a game, and he played I think most minutes out of any of the players on the squad. So then of course you have international duty, so I don't know exactly, but he certainly isn't he's not on top of his game. Well, with Ten Hag, here I am again. It's like deja vu. It's like looking at his post-match press conference, and I'm thinking, you're not making any sense. Okay, put aside his selection, which, Rashford should have been starting that game. The rationale he's given, and I know some pundits have said, well, he mentioned before too about Rashford last season not performing well, having off the field issues, and forget about whether you should bring that up or not. I don't really see a big deal with that. He made a statement. He said, yeah, there were some issues with Rashford last season, and I guess his mind wasn't in the game in terms of what he was supposed to be doing on the pitch. Whatever, forget that. The point is now he's saying that, rotation? That's why you didn't start Rashford? Rashford is picking up momentum, scoring, trying to get back form, trying to get back confidence, and you're trying to say it's rotation. Or are you saving him for the Europa League? Is that your intention or implication? What you're trying to imply? Makes no sense. If you don't understand that for Manchester United, the league titles are the critical thing in terms of showing silverware, trophies. If you don't get that and you're trying to say you're saving Rashford for the Europa League, well, then you have, in my opinion, no business being the head coach at United. You don't get it. You just don't get what we're about. And this is not a matter of backing the coach or not backing the coach. Uh, I have said, and I will say, I'm saying it again, I don't think Ten Hag is an elite coach. I don't think he's good enough to get United back to where they should be. That's my stance, that's my opinion, and to be honest with you, he has just a few weeks to sort of buy himself more time. If the results don't go good against Spurs, Aston Villa, and I think after that Brentford, he could be gone within a month. So he shouldn't be thinking because he won the FA Cup and, boasting, bragging about his 2 trophies in 2 years. If he thinks that's, you know, giving him the edge with the board and the new partial owners, I think he's in for a surprise if he doesn't get results. Because yesterday, that was not the result we needed. We needed 3 points to stay or to start climbing and making progress up the table. So, not good enough, Ten Hag. You've got to come better than that. Now, I know, okay, he can't control what's on the field in terms of finishing. We needed to be more clinical, but we can look and decipher and make conclusions based on his selection. And to me, what he said about his selection, it sort of gives me, opens up my eyes, and again, sort of reaffirms what I think of Ten Hag as a coach at United. He might do well in another team, but he's not what United need, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I could be proven wrong if he starts to turn things around, but I don't think it's going to happen. So thanks for watching, and don't forget subscribe, like and share, and stay tuned for more of what we have here at My Man United Hub.